Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your services. How are you all? Hope you're doing very, very well. Now, we've got a little unboxing to do, yes. And most of you can guess already where this box has come from. It's our good friend, you know him, you love him. He's a super channel contributor. Steve 007 Smith has once again unleashed a box of mysterious canvas movie artwork upon me. You know him. For the last 3 years or so, Steve has festooned the walls and the halls of Kilt Mansion with fantastic movie artwork. This is movie posters and movie imagery from cult classics and stuff that we all know and love, which he's tweaked here and there, the colour there, put a slogan in there, changed the artwork a little bit round, worked a little bit of magic, and then sent it off to the elves. And the elves have then constructed it and then sent it on to me. And when they send it on to me, only then does Steve say, Kilt-Man, it's on its way to you right now. It's going to arrive between 10 and 12 or 2 and 4 or whatever it is. But here are the clues as to what that movie might be. And then I have to try and work it out. Now, if you're a regular viewer, you'll know that pretty much, I would say 90% of the time, maybe 92, 93, I'm not good with maths, but most of the time I get it right. And Steve has learned in the last sort of year or so to be a bit more obscure, a bit more obtuse, a bit more left field with his clues. So it's been a lot more difficult for me. And there has been a few which have slipped through the net, and what I do when these things arrive, and I've got the clues, I'm kind of trying to work out, like, I've got one thing in mind right away. Right, from what you said there, it's this. But then you think on it. And if you think overnight, that's when you go down different tributaries. There's your first idea. Then you go off down this one. Then you might go down that one. Then that one. Then you come back to this one. And like, oh dear. This circuitous route. And it's clever, and it's great, and I do really, really enjoy it because it does not get my grey cells, really clicking over, and the synapses firing away, left, right, and centre. And but what I found is that usually when I'm wrong, and I've gone like, well, my first thought was this, but then I thought of that, and then I thought to that, and then I've gone, it must be this one here, that one there. And then I've opened it, and it's actually been the very first thing I thought of. So it's actually, I've actually thought of it, but I didn't choose it for the actual unveiling. Anyway, so let me just move the my MP5 submachine gun out the way for a second, and I'll give you the clues that he gave to me. Right, so for this particular canvas artwork, which is secure within this box right here, right now, behind me, he said, this is perhaps the greatest action movie ever. Well, okay. I've covered a great number of the greatest action movies ever. And it's a very subjective thing, of course. The film, when it came out, was then ripped off, or it caused 1,000 rip-offs, and obviously, just copying that. Okay, that's kind of, the greatest action movie ever. It's gonna cause a gazillion rip-offs, isn't it? The other clue was the director of this particular movie should have gone on and could have gone on to have done a James Bond movie. And Steve, of course, is a great big James Bond aficionado, as am I. Hence his name, Steve 007 Smith. He was christened this, for God's sake. It was ordained that he should be a 007 aficionado. So, right. One of the greatest action movies ever, or if not the greatest action movie ever. Well, as I say, it's very subjective. Now, straight away, I thought of 2 movies right away. And then I kind of expanded upon that a little bit, and I came up with this little list. And I'm sure you'll agree, because they're so influential. And again, their directors could easily have gone on to have done a James Bond movie because of their action aplomb, their brilliance with characters, their brilliance at linear storytelling, and their sheer, lunacy when it came to stunt set pieces. But grounded in characters and their story and their warmth and their charisma. Right, okay, so, and then obviously ripped off by thousands of other movies. Any successful, great action movie is going to be ripped off. Others are going to copy it, aren't they? Here was the little short list that I came up with, right? And these are not in any particular order. And I'll describe each one as to why I thought they could be it. Well, first and foremost was Raiders of the Lost Ark. Family friendly yet uber violent. Set piece, cliffhangers, stunts aplenty, great effects, wonderful suspense, great adventure, great build up, great characters, fantastic music. The whole package completely encased in pure adrenaline. And I covered it the other day, and I put Raiders there. There's the original vinyl album, John Williams' score for Raiders of the Lost Ark is sitting there right now. And I did think, in fact, you'll see there's various clues dotted around here as to what I was thinking this might be. So, but Raiders is without doubt one of the greatest action movies ever made. Although, if you think about it, it is an imitation of all the old cliffhangers, TV and cinematic serials, and comic book, little newspaper article, newspaper comic strips, all that kind of thing. That's what Raiders is. It encapsulates all that, but gives it that big cinematic testosterone, which only the likes of Steven Spielberg can do. And Spielberg, could he have directed a James Bond movie? Yes, he could have. He would have been brilliant at doing it. I don't think it would have been any longevity to it. I think he could have lent his talents to making one spectacular Bond movie, which we'd all look back on and love and revere. But I'd love to have seen him, throw his hand in and try and make a Bond movie. And I think he would have done a great job. Raiders. Okay. And some of you have noticed the music I'm playing right now. Well, we'll come on to that in a minute. Okay. Predator. John McTiernan, Predator. Oh my God. Arnie's finest moment, as far as I'm concerned, and I've said this many times, Predator is a great movie. It's a wonderful thriller. It's a wonderful horror sci-fi crossover. Its action is tremendous. Its tension and suspense is superlative. And John McTiernan really nailed it. Now, the reason why I don't think it's that, although that is in my top echelon of action movies of all time, is that he's already sent me a canvas artwork from Predator. So I don't think it's that. But then again, my favourite film of all time is The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. And he has sent me several Thing canvases. So it's not really out of the running, is it? When you think about it in those terms, you might send another one. I don't know. And so Predator. Okay. Mad Max 2 is a film which I've covered only recently and enormously. I did 2 huge videos on Mad Max 2. And I genuinely do. I think I quoted in the videos that it certainly has the greatest action sequence ever put on film. Ever. The final tanker chase of Mad Max 2, there's nothing to beat it. The human stunts, the vehicular stunts, the violence, the build-up, the complete momentum and relentless charge of that sequence. Nothing on earth has ever beaten it for me. And I massively covered it. Only just about a week ago I covered it. So when I say about a week ago, if you look at my videos in kind of date order, it's about 3 or 4 videos ago. But Mad Max 2, definitely, my God, that for me personally is one of the ultimate action movies ever made. What else was there? So Raiders, we had Predator, we had Mad Max 2. Lethal Weapon. Now, I've come up with that because it's often hailed as an action movie. When really, me personally, I think it's more of a thriller, although it does have some great action set pieces in it. But Donna doesn't really create a great action momentum, whereas some of the movies I'm thinking of have non-stop set piece action, momentum, relentless adrenalized qualities in them. So I don't know. And could Richard Donner direct a Bond movie? Yeah. Well, not now, obviously, not now, sadly. But yeah, he could have done. He definitely could have done. Donner, horror movies, action movies, thriller movies, comedies, for God's sake. Richard Donner was a great, and even like sort of throwaway westerns. Donner could do anything he turned his hand to, and Superman. So for God's sake, the guy could do it with character, with charisma, with set piece, and an overarching story and great characters. Richard Donner could have done a James Bond movie. So, Lethal Weapon. Is Lethal Weapon one of the greatest action movies ever made? I lump it there because of its hair-trigger excitement, and I love Martin Riggs. So, and George Miller for Mad Max 2. Could he direct a James Bond movie? Sorry, because I didn't mention how he could have done it. Yeah, well, George Miller, he did Babe, for God's sake. He's thrown his talent into different things altogether. But hyperkinetic action movies with great characters and a great story, a visual sense of set piece to set piece with an overarching story threaded through that. Yeah, George Miller could have done it without a doubt. Predator, John McTiernan. Well, I'm playing Die Hard right now, and Die Hard, beyond any shadow of a doubt, is one of the greatest action movies ever made. John McTiernan did Predator, then he would do Die Hard. He would do The 13th Warrior, which I've discussed ad infinitum, so please go back and check out that video, because I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs of his version versus Michael Crichton's version. But I still love the movie. Even the finished article that came out, which is not McTiernan's vision. But McTiernan is a fabulous action director. I mean, I've already named Predator and Die Hard. Die Hard is fucking phenomenal. I'm wearing a white vest. Some blood smears and sweat and all sorts of stuff and we have, where's the gun? Go on, we're taking out terrorists with feet, no bigger than my sisters, Die Hard is an incredible action movie, and it spawned a huge amount of rip-offs. Die Hard on a boat, on a train, on a bus, on a pogo stick, in a sports stadium. And Die Hard is one of the absolute bona fide, genuine classics of action, suspense, thriller cinema. You can't argue with that. Debatably, the sequels. I do have a bit of a love for Die Hard 2. Rennie Harlin's Dulles Airport version. And then McTiernan returned for Die Hard with a Vengeance, which I didn't like, actually. And I know everyone goes like, what? It's the best one? My fucking ass, the best one. Die Hard, the first, is the best by far. Die Hard with a Vengeance is it's all over the show. It's just everywhere. It's a big fucking city. And I understand why they do that, because why are you going to just tell the same story again where he's going to be in an enclosed environment? And then, let's not go on to like Die Hard 4 and 5 and Is there another one? There could be. There could be. After Die Hard 4, which I went to see, and just hung my head in shame. And I thought, no, never again. John McClane, fuck off. Bruce Willis, fuck off. But the first one is genius. Genius. Actually, funny enough, Die Hard 2, Die Harder. I always, even though I like it, I do like it. There's something about that. It's like where, you know, he's the hero of the Nakatomi Plaza. And we are playing the music now from the Nakatomi Plaza. The Battle of Nakatomi Plaza. He's the hero of that. So he ends up at Dulles Airport. Again, he's with his missus, and they're separated, and she's on the plane and all that. And you got all the callbacks to the first movie, and which I like, but you're kind of like, oh, it's corny as fuck. But there's something going wrong, and he spots it. Oh, he's the guy. You're the hero from the Nakatomi Plaza, and you're spotting this. But we've got our own airport security here. We've got the special forces team here. I know, they're all fake. I know. There's cops here, there's all sorts here. We don't need you. No, in reality, they don't fucking need him. I know, fiction-wise, story-wise, they do, because he's the guy that saves the day. But in reality, you'd be like, fuck off. Just because because you were a great, fucking big cojones a couple of years ago. Well, fuck off. We're in charge now. We don't need you. You've got no jurisdiction here whatsoever. And that would be the case. You'd be like, fuck off. And he does walk through that movie. John McClane walks through that movie so cocksure and so arrogant and it totally, I'm in charge. I know what's happening here. Fuck off. It's only because we all know. I mean, John McClane, he's our hero. It's bollocks. Enjoyable bollocks though. But what it reminds me of, to put it in some other kind of terms, many years ago, me and my wife, Mrs. Kilt-Man, were at a big do and a big party in Bootle in Liverpool, Boot Hill as we know it, and it was a wedding do, and we were somewhere down the front and we'd been dancing and we sat down and we heard a big one of those things, where something's kicked off somewhere. You just hear a big mast, and you hear movements of tables and people standing up and chairs going over. Is it a fight? No, it wasn't a fight. It wasn't terrorists. So John McClane, stand down. But we surged forward, and what happened was someone had collapsed. He'd had a heart attack basically, and got up and then and fell over. Everyone around him and formed a huge crowd around this stricken person. And Mrs. Kilt-Man had just done a first aiders course. Now, back in this particular year, it wasn't. I've done first aid a million. I've done battlefield first aid as well. Christ, with the Marines, I've done loads of that sort of stuff, but only in the years since. So when she did this course, it was kind of a rare thing. So, so my wife, and she's only small. She's super slim, little. Gorgeous from the southern hemisphere downwards. It's a body to die for. From the top up, from the waist up, it's not a great deal. Loving your work, Mrs. Kilt-Man. And but she pushed through the crowds. She went, step aside. I'm a first aider, because in those days nobody else was. It was a rarity. I'm a first aider. I know what I'm doing. And you could see the zeal in their eyes. I can show my skills. I'm going to save a life here. But when she got through the crowd, there was two people crouched over this stricken form. And she went, out the way, I'm a first aider. And the first one turned around, it was a woman. She went, well, I'm a nurse. And the other guy leaning over, he went, I'm a doctor. And she went, if you need me, I'm right here. Everybody stand back, first aider here. And I was like, oh, hell. Now that to me is Die Hard 2. And perhaps every other fucking Die Hard movie. It's a guy that's trying to put himself into these situations and he's not fucking needed. It's just, don't do it. I know, like Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance, which again is John McTiernan, who did the first Die Hard, which is fucking amazing. John McClane can't really help being involved in it because it's a revenge, spat against him, and he's drawn into this thing, and it's New York, and he's got to wander. He's got to go around the city, and there's bombs. It's bollocks because it gets so vastly distributed around Manhattan that I've just lost all interest in it. It loses all its intricate suspense because there's too much like moving around and downtime and Samuel L. Jackson, who I love, but it's just like, oh God, really? Here we go. And you don't get the big battle at the end either because all the bad guys, they're in all the trucks and all that, and they get arrested in a helicopter. It's just, there's no big battle at the end. You're like, fucking, at least in Die Hard, you've got that. You've got all the guys. You get to know all the terrorists. Even like the great Al Leong, who's an Asian stuntman and actor with his long hair and his sort of Fu Manchu moustache. He's in so many movies, and he's the one when the SWAT team going, send in a tank, and the tank goes in and it tries to go up the plaza steps to Nakatomi Tower Plaza. Boosh goes in there, and he's don't be hasty, says Hans Gruber, Alan Rickman, just wound them. And they're like, but throughout that he's been eating chocolate bars aplenty. Reaches in, another bar, and each time you see him is a different chocolate bar he's eating. But you get to know all of the bad guys in that, and it's just wonderful, And Die Hard is such a pinnacle of action cinema. It's a thriller. It's based on a book written in the 1960s, I think it is, which I've got, called 52 Seconds, I think it is. Although it's always published now as Die Hard, by Roderick Thor, wrote it. And John McClane is a much older guy. He's a guy in his 50s, a New York detective who goes to LA I think it's for his daughter, not his wife. It's for his daughter's do in this high-rise, high-tech for the 60s business tower block. But he does fight all these terrorists, and he does take them all out individually, and he does cause explosions. And a lot of the stuff that you see in the movie is in the original book, and it's a guy in his 50s who's doing this, and it's fucking amazing. So people always forget about the book that it was based on, but Die Hard. So there you go. And John McTiernan, who directed Die Hard and Predator, which I mentioned previously as well, he's a director who did, oh my God, what's it called? The Thomas Crown Affair. He did the remake of the Steve McQueen classic, The Thomas Crown Affair, with Pierce Brosnan and Rennie Russo, wasn't it? Who was also in Lethal Weapon 3 and 4. So there's another tie in there, isn't there? Gibson's tie into all this. But McTiernan would be a guy that he did The Hunt for Red October as well. So slow burn suspense and character build up. And with Die Hard and Predator, he nailed action and charisma and sense of humour with all intermingled with the action. He's perfect for a James Bond movie. Fucking perfect for James Bond. Why has it never happened? Why has his name never come up for a Bond, tour de force? I don't know, not happened. And what has McTiernan done in recent years? He did that really shit remake of Rollerball, which was incredibly bad. I mean, really bad. But again, studio interference with John McTiernan. And the 13th Warrior massively damaged him because of Michael Crichton's involvement in that. I have discussed this before. I won't go in any further depth on that. So, we've got this box here, folks. There's one more film. There's one more film in my little list that I thought of. I thought of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Mad Max 2, Predator, Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, and the other one was Fellowship of the Ring. Now, a much later movie compared to the others, I know, but it's also a great fantasy movie. It's non-stop set piece. The action, the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, the battle, Amon-Hen at the end is amazing. And of course, like, who directed it? What's his name who directed Lord of the Rings? Oh my God, not Guillermo del Toro. Who is the Aussie guy, the New Zealander, I have forgotten his name. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? That's what happens when you have a few drinks. Oh God. Anyway, him that directed it. He's got curly hair. Peter, is it Peter something? Shit. Kilt-Man, your memory has really let you down here. Maybe it's wearing the white vest and I've got no shoes on either because I'm running around on broken glass. But anyway, the guy that directed The Lord of the Rings, oh my God, and The Hobbit and King Kong, that guy, yes, that guy, and The Frighteners, and Bad Taste, oh my God, I can't believe this, and Brain Dead. He would have been a great guy to have done a James Bond movie as well, because again, command of a larger scale of cast, actors and locations and sets, a great command of visual dexterity, action, characterization, and just command of a big ensemble. And also he knows his actors inside out, and so a leading man, a James Bond, he could easily nail that. What's his fucking name? What is his name? That's gonna fucking haunt me forever now. By the way, cheers. It's just tea. It's just tea. Look, just tea. I swear. So, I hear you ask. Cut to the quick, Kilt-Man. What is in that box? Well, so here's my shortlist. It's Raiders of the Lost Ark. No one can argue with that being one of the greatest action movies of all time. Die Hard, without a doubt, one of the greatest action movies of all time. Predator. Mad Max 2. Mad Max 2 became at a time, I mean, again, people are going like, oh, what about Rambo? What about this? What about that? Well, a lot of other, like Rambo, it's over there. If you look over there, somewhere there, there's a big Rambo canvas artwork. So I don't think it's going to be Rambo. But Rambo is an action zeitgeist, and of course spawned a gazillion rip-offs as well. But I don't think it's that. And I don't think, George P. Cosmatos could have done a James Bond movie. Well, and given it any kind of like real sort of, oomph and standing of its own individuality. Lethal Weapon, fantastic. More of a thriller than an action movie, I would say, but it does often get lumped in the action genre. Fellowship of the Ring. Awesome, just awesome all the way through. So what the fuck do I think it is? God. Oh no, here's the box. Oh, by the way, folks, I'm going to show you now. I don't know if you can see, this turned up and it's open, all the way open here. But you can't see into it, and I've not tried, so don't go thinking I've been looking. I can't see into that at all. And when you open the box anyway, the canvas art, as you guys, regular viewers, will know, the canvas is actually, you can't see it, it's against another sheet of cardboard and then encased in cellophane. So you open the box, then you've got to open the cellophane, and then you've got to take it out. But until you actually unveil it, you can't see what it is, because the cover's against the cardboard. So I've not been cheating, but I just want to let you guys know that, that is open. You could probably play it like a harp. But I've not looked in there. And if you can't see a damn thing, it's going to be encased the other way around. So, there's no cheating involved in this. So what is it then? What is it? Well, look. It could be any of those, or it could be something completely different. But I know Steve, and I've got a feeling that I'm definitely on the money with one of those titles. One of those is what's in here. And if I'm wrong, brilliant, because contrary to a lot of people's opinions, I'd like to be proven wrong. I'd like to go, oh, shit, why did I think of that? Oh my God, why did I think of that? It could be like a Van Damme movie. No, it couldn't, could it? Could it? Hard Target? No, Hard Target? I don't know. It's a great action movie. I do love it. And Chuck Norris. Hey, and oh God, there's so many. So many. So what am I going to go for then? Well, I've been playing Die Hard a lot. As you can no doubt tell. So let's get back into some more of this. Die Hard. Best on. The MP5, I'm barefoot. I'm not really. I'm not. Got big boots on. So, we've already got a Predator one. We've not got... See, Raiders is... What tops Raiders when it comes to action and adventure? What? Nothing. And could Spielberg do James Bond? Yes, of course he fucking could. Die Hard, McTiernan, we've said, could definitely do James Bond. Mad Max 2, George Miller. Could George Miller do James Bond? I'm not sure if George Miller would be the guy to do James Bond. Really? Really? I don't know. I've probably gone full circle there. See, Fellowship of the Ring, Lethal Weapon. Oh, you may notice King Kong is there. The original King Kong, 1933 King Kong. One of the greatest action adventure movies ever made is that movie. It's once it hits Skull Island, it's non-stop action. Sailors getting picked off left, right and centre. Chewed up by dinosaurs, by, Kong himself. Natives being squashed underfoot. Action, action, action. It's non-stop. And then Kong hits New York. Action, action, action. It's the grandfather of action spectacle movies. That's why he's there. I didn't put it down, did I? But is it King Kong? Massively spawned rip-offs? Oh, could the director have done... No. Definitely not. And it's, was it 2 directors on King Kong? Oh my, no, it's not King Kong, is it? But that's why I put him there, because it is the grandfather of action cinema. And if this movie is, the greatest action movie ever made, ski and do. Gotta make a choice, guys. Raiders, Die Hard, Mad Max 2. Mad Max 2 is, well, I just covered it massively. So I think for that alone, that puts that out the equation. Because Steve would have seen that video and he wouldn't have said that. Fellowship of the Ring. Fucking hell. But I've got Arnie from Predator. I've got Max from Mad Max 2. I've got Aragorn, Fellowship of the Ring. And I've got Indy's hat. Mad Max 2 down here. Mad Max 2 down. I'm wearing the vest. Do you know what? This is the first time I've really, really come unstuck on this. I'm convinced it's one of those, but I've got to choose which one it's going to be. Do I go with Die Hard? I'm fucking sick of it. Listen to this. I'm sick of listening to Die Hard. So I'm going to put on... Oh, sorry. No, I did a video on Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, I think about a day or so ago, and I was covering this music. I don't think it's that. Oh, fucking hell, Steve, you got me this time. I really, really, really don't know. The clues are too big. They're huge, big clues. And it does come down to personal choice. Those movies I've listed are all the zeitgeist of the action genre. They are. Die Hard. Die Hard. It's gotta be Die Hard. It's Die Hard. They're going with Die Hard, right? Let's go back on Die Hard again. Nakatomi Plaza, you know, come down to the coast, I'll have a few beers and a few laughs, you know. So here we go. Is it? Is it? Fucking hell. Right. I can't see what's in here. No. It's sealed in. That's a very nice suit, Mr. Takagi. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Die Hard or Mad Max 2 or Predator or Raiders. Die Hard. It's Die Hard, innit? It's Die Hard. Okay, we're coming up, coming up. Shit. A, I'm made up. B, I'm pissed off. I had that. I said that. God damn it. But wow, hey, look. Screw all that. Now the guessing game's over. And I was wrong. But I was fucking close. I was fucking close there. Look at that. There he is. Madman. Oh, what a great. See, once again, that's not a particular poster, that's imagery which Steve has found and he's customized and put onto this. So we got the V8 Interceptor, the black on black, being pursued. If you can see there you've got Humongous's vehicle there with the two poor guys strapped on it. You've got all these dune buggies and bikers coming up there. The Bruce Spence, the gyro captain. There it is, Humongous there. Kjell Nielsen, Swedish bodybuilder, friend of mine. Don't make up your own stories there. The jacket, which you've seen, the jacket is hanging up over there. I've just covered this movie, Steve. I did an almost 2-hour video on Mad Max 2, and like now, ordinarily I would go on about this movie. I've done 2 videos on it. In fact, I've covered everything, including the dog. Is the dog on this? Oh, is the dog there? No. But look at that though. You've got look at the sun as well. You're getting a bit of a glare from the ring light. But what you're getting, There's a pinkish orange sort of glow to this. That outback sort of sunset, sunrise sort of cast. And it's dusty and pinkish. It's got that, where they filmed it in Broken Hill, that pinkish and red tone to the sand. Well, it's got that. Looks amazing. And the young Gibbo with the blonde streak, the awesome blonde streak. How many years did I spend with a blonde streak in my hair to mimic that? Many years, in fact. Don't play me the fool. A smart man, a quick man, may have a weapon under the panel. No, hang on, may have a weapon under there. I'd have to pin his head to the panel. Booby trap. Touch those tanks and one of the few times that Gibbo smiles, he's like, got you that night. Yeah. And then the dog comes out, gets him. Yeah. I love his little spit sparring with the dog as well later on. I've done a video on the dog, the blue heeler, the Aussie cattle dog, the blue heeler, called Dog. And he's meant to have, a bit of animosity towards the gyro captain, but the two of them got on so well. The dog loved him. The dog didn't want to attack him or savage him at all. So it's all trick editing and photography to make it look like the dog is actually going for him. But he has his booby trap with the gyrocopter, so luring in any sort of people wandering the wasteland, trying to get some gasoline from his vehicle, and the snakes there. And the snakes do work. When they go back to visit it later on in the movie, him and Max and the dog, there's a body there, like, the snakes have got it. So like, but the snake's there as well, like, and it's dead, and the dog's going for it, and he's going like, no, it's my snake, I trained it, I'm gonna eat it. Get out of there. And there, humongous with the Magnum 44 with the telescopic sight. You get this in Escape from New York as well. He has a revolver. It is a Smith & Wesson 357 revolver in in Escape from New York, and they put a fucking telescopic sight on it. They put a scope on his Ingram Mac 10 because it looks cool. It makes it look a bit more futuristic. You don't put a fucking telescopic sight on a submachine gun or a fucking revolver. You just don't do that. It just doesn't fucking work. But it looks cool. So we'll let him off for that. And we'll let Snake Plissken off as well. And of course Max. The warrior Max. Yeah. Look at it. Folks. I'm trying to avoid that bloody ring light. Awesome. Just bloody awesome. Bloody awesome, mate. Okay. Just one man can make a difference. Yeah, the original tagline. Fantastic stuff. Oh God. I was so close. I was so damn close. Hang on a minute. I'm playing the wrong bloody music, aren't I? Here's the main dirge, main theme. Brian May's score for Mad Max 2. But look at that. You can see it pretty well now, can't you? Look at that. So prophetic, so full of doom about humanity's been completely annihilated, apart from the dregs, the vermin, on wheels and machines. But you've still got him. Praise out there somewhere. And he is amazing. Mad Max is amazing. And it is. Steve, you're dead right. And as I've always said, it's one of the greatest action movies ever made. By far. That, the stunts, the human stunts, the vehicular action, the coordination, the build-up, the relentless barrage of human and machinery, battery that takes place, vehicles tumbling over, bikers catapulted 150 foot through the air, doing cartwheels, like that. And then other guys rolling over. The dummies getting dragged beneath the wheels of vehicles, but it still looks like, oh, it's real people. Then vehicles overturning, crashing, the tanker truck ploughing through other vehicles. People leaping from vehicle to vehicle. Oh, God. It's an astonishing thrill ride, tour de force, roller coaster. All those terms you get when critics are like, it's a thrill ride, it's a tour de force, it's this, that, and this fucking movie created all that. There's nothing else to compare to it. You had Bullet, you had The Getaway, you had, what else did you have? Race with the Devil, Jack Starrett, who was gold in First Blood. You know, the vicious bloody cop deputy who beats, you know, Stallone up in the cell block and then falls on a helicopter. He was an actor and film director, and he made the great 70s occult road movie chiller, Race with the Devil, where Peter Fonda, Warren Oates and their two babes happen upon a ritual sacrifice and then go on a huge road trip around America, being sort of detours and because the whole world apparently seems to be in on it to lure them back, but they have people chasing them in other vehicles and shotguns, but complete high octane chase. Well, before Mad Max, Mad Max brought in the road chase thing and made it really fucking, violent and kinetic. And I discussed Mad Max, the first one, bookended by two spectacular scenes, but the first opening scene, taking down the Knight Rider, that's on a par with everything you see in Mad Max 2. Well, almost. And then you get Mad Max 2, which amps up everything, and it just becomes a succession of roadkill and collision, crash, overturn, burn, but with unparalleled charisma on a threadbare number of lines and dialogue, but still enough depth of character, which the first film didn't really have. This one has it, and yet it's completely just stripped down to the bone action movie of high octane thrills and rocket propelled carnage. Look at that. That's fantastic. I love it. Absolutely love it. I love the abstractness of this because you don't really see that sort of sequence. Where's Vernon Wells, the Mohawk bum bandit, but also one of the greatest bad guys ever. And that serenades him there, chained up, about to be unleashed for the final battle, the chase of the tanker. He does pursue the black on black V8 Interceptor with Max driving it and does destroy it. And he is driving this at the time, so that kind of makes sense. But it's wonderful. At least, we've got the V8. The V8 is always sidelined. George Miller has always said, when fans, decry, I want to see more of the V8, show more of the V8. When he said, no, it's not about that. I'm teasing you with that. It's Max, is the character, and the other characters are the juice of the story. The car, if you're just watching that car, well, I'm not going to give it that. I'm going to destroy it every which way, which he fucking does throughout pretty much all the movies. It just gets destroyed or squandered straight away. Look at that though. The jacket's hanging up over there, but I'm sure I've got the gun here somewhere. Here we go. Does it go with a white vest? I'm not entirely sure. Shadow Captain Bruce Spence, who of course would go on to portray the mouth of Sauron in Return of the King. He would also be seen in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Oh shit, I just realised, is this a subtle reminder to get me arse in gear to do the review of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome and then Fury Road? I have done Mad Max, then Mad Max 2, and I am gonna get on to the other two movies so far in the saga. But Bruce Spence would appear as the Jedediah the pilot in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Is he the same guy? Max goes, you've got a plane. I have. And you hear his son taking off, and he goes, but there's a great glimmer of recognition in their eyes. But George Miller, pretty much, Mad Max is not the same guy. He is the same guy, but the character's different. And it just, in each movie, he's rewritten. He's starting again with a new Mad Max character. So it's like Clint Eastwood in the Dollars movies. We know it's Clint Eastwood playing the man with no name, but he's got a fucking name in all the movies, you know. So he is a different guy in each movie, but it's the same character, if you know what I mean. And that's Mad Max. Mad Max is the same character, but a different guy, really, with no sort of backstory that you need to cling on to. So, in the Wasteland, would you rather have lucky two shots, if you're lucky to have cartridges that actually work, shells that don't crumble to dust, or would you rather have that? Fury Road, the Bullet Farmer, has all this kind of stuff. No. So, folks, there we go. Steve, you got me, didn't you? I said Die Hard. I definitely said Die Hard. Pretty certain I said this as well. But I'll give you this one. I'm going to have to give you this one because I did settle for Die Hard and I'm wearing the vest, for God's sake, you know. But Mad Max 2, without a doubt, your clues, yeah. I did think of it, but I didn't nail it. You know? I didn't pin this one to the panel, but Mad Max 2 is without doubt very, very worthy of the accolades of the greatest action movie ever made. George Miller, could he have done a James Bond movie? I don't know. He's a great director, without a doubt. Certainly an action director. And then you got Babe. So, and didn't he do, what was one of them ones with all the, oh God, was it not seals, where the penguins, was it penguins? Did something out in the air, a big animated one, a big Pixar, was it Pixar or DreamWorks, I can't remember now. He did one of them, didn't he? I forgot what it's called. Tell you what, I've had a terrible run tonight, haven't I? Because I forgot the name of the guy that did Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson. Okay, so what's the name of the one that George Miller did with animation? I don't know. I don't fucking care now either. But Steve, mate, fantastic. It was your birthday and you sent me a great present. Cheers, mate. Very much appreciated. Had a terrible time with Big Kilt-Man of late, so that's just, make things a little bit better, But there you go. It's like one of those. We'll come on to that anyway. So, folks, there you go. It's Mad Max 2. I was almost there. Almost. So, anyway, in the meantime, and this ever spectacular cartwheeling, biker crushing in between time, please keep it Celtic. And I am going to see you all. The tanker overturning. And you've got Max and the feral kid. And it's like, fantastic stuff. Only one man can make a difference. And I'm going to see you all. Leaders! You can run, but you can't hide.